control the center of the ring.
Yeah.
If Crawford is allowed to control the center, he'll win.
What? Canelo's too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a chess match, and a chess match that, if it's played correctly by each side, it could be very interesting. If it's played wrong by either side, the other side will dominate. That's how good this fight is.
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. has reportedly made a surprise visit to Terence Crawford's training camp, sparking major excitement just ahead of Crawford's super fight against Canelo Alvarez.
His size may be his best going factor, but if he goes out and boxes Bud, he's not going to beat Bud boxing. He's not. So if Bud can take his punch, he's not going to outbox Bud. So it's like, it'll be, what would determine the fight would be who wants it most and who has the best fight plan. Because to me, I don't care what they say, if Bud can get Canelo to box him, Bud will outbox him.
So it's still a fight that you feel is competitive enough despite what happened in the Madrimov fight?
Without a question, it's competitive enough. Well, what he showed you in the Madrimov fight is that he can take the punch at 154. So now, can he take it at 68? You're yet to be seen.
According to inside sources, Jones didn't just stop by to say hello, he came with a mission. He gave Crawford a detailed game plan on how to take down the Mexican superstar, with Crawford aiming to cement his legacy by moving up in weight to fight one of the most dangerous boxers today. Roy's advice couldn't have come at a better moment. From exposing Canelo's slow footwork to using sharp movement and distance control, Jones reportedly showed Crawford exactly how to shock the world.
I'll be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity. And with Canelo, I see a guy who not necessarily hungry, but loves to entertain, loves to give us the big fights.
Yeah.
Always tried to give the big fights. He finds a way to give us big fights. Yeah. Not gonna always win them, but he always try to give them to us.
Yeah.
So he'll be a guy that, if he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know. It'll all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch.
Yeah. You said you don't think, or you don't look into the weight difference. Why?
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terence Crawford is, weight don't really matter much.
Terence Crawford is scheduled to face Canelo on September 13th, 2025 in Las Vegas. He's moving up to weight classes to fight for the undisputed super middleweight championship WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO, Ring, and IBO titles all being broadcast live on Netflix. Crawford has already beaten elite fighters like Errol Spence Jr. and Israel Madrimov, and now aims to be the first man in the four-belt era to go undisputed in 3 divisions. Canelo, with vast experience at 168 pounds, has already beaten names like Saunders and Plant, while Crawford brings elite IQ, speed, and switch-hitting skills. Promoted by Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season, alongside UFC's Dana White, this is being called the fight of the century.
Previous years, you said it doesn't interest you because you have nothing to gain and everything to lose. If he were to beat you, how damaging would that be to the Canelo brand?
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me.
When you say, I want Canelo, is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Like yes, man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Madrimov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as a stepping stone. It's about now.
Roy Jones Jr. believes the outcome of Canelo versus Crawford won't be decided by weight, but by how Canelo fights. Back in February, Jones told The Ring that if Canelo fights smart, he'll win, but if he makes mistakes, Crawford can beat him. In June, he doubled down, saying Crawford must control the center of the ring and prove he can handle Canelo's power. Jones leans slightly toward Canelo early on, but says if Crawford survives the first few rounds and imposes his strategy, he could be a serious problem.
Canelo, because even if I have some doubts and misgivings about the size matchup, it is two action fighters who like to fight aggressively at times, not all the times, going against each other, and we'll see who can open the other person's tuna can, so to speak.
Connor's never been there.
Yeah. Okay. Another fight I did want to ask you about in terms of weight classes. Canelo Alvarez potentially fighting Terence Crawford in September. That's obviously a massive weight discrepancy. What do you think of that fight and then the weight discrepancy between it?
Well, the weight won't be the factor. The factor will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. Yeah. Canelo comes out there what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. Yeah. If Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
Yeah. Well, with Crawford, what are Crawford's keys to victory when you are fighting someone like Canelo, who, albeit maybe not in height, but in stature, is a much bigger man than him?
Control the center of the ring.
Yeah.
If Crawford is allowed to control the center.
Jones Jr. compared the Crawford versus Canelo matchup to a high-stakes game of chess, not just a brawl. He explained that Crawford's recent bout with Israel Madrimov looked like a slow, technical battle, showing how smart Crawford is. But Jones also warned him not to just run. If you run from a big guy, you give him confidence. That's stupid, he said. To Jones, this is a battle of minds as much as fistware timing, control accuracy, and smart moves will decide who wins. It's boxing at its most strategic.
You beat the monster thing is going to always follow him.
Terence is not taking a fight in between. He's like, I'm going to move up to 168. I'm going to take my time with that. Should we expect an upset, or are we going to see what most people are expecting in that fight if it does happen?
Well, we're not going to see what most people are expecting. That's for sure. I can guarantee that, because most people are looking at the weights and saying, oh, they're too far apart. Canelo is too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a chess match, and a chess match that, if it's played correctly by each side, it could be very...
Jones Jr. said that if Crawford knocks out Canelo, it might be the perfect time for him to retire. He added that Crawford might go on to fight David Benavidez, but if he loses to Canelo, he might accept it and say, okay, I tried. I'm done. Roy believes Crawford is at a career-defining moment to either chase one more dream fight or retire on top. Defeating a legend like Canelo would earn him that right. It's high praise from one of boxing's greatest minds.
Either side, the other side will dominate. That's how good this fight is.
Let's say if Canelo wins, do you think people give Canelo credit because Bud is smaller? And if Bud wins, should he just retire and go on the sunset?
Bud definitely should retire if he wins. Canelo, no, you have unfinished business, bro. You can try to hide, you can try to run, but that monster thing, it ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry. Even if you retire, the rest of your career, the monster thing is not going anywhere because the monster was searching for you. He beat everything y'all sent at him in the process of trying to get to you. I don't care who you beat, the monster thing is going to always follow him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there was a time where he was saying, Benavidez was saying, you know what, I got to earn that Canelo shot. He earned that shot a long time ago.
Roy Jones Jr. believes Terence Crawford belongs in the top 10 fighters of all time. And in terms of pure skill, maybe even the top 5. After Crawford's dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., Jones praised his technical ability, adaptability, and high ring IQ. He acknowledged that Crawford may not have fought the most famous names, but his mastery in the ring is clear. Jones also criticized those who rank Naoya Inoue over other legends, saying his win over Nonito Donaire doesn't prove enough. Jones clearly sees something special in Crawford.
Probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely had the skill of a top 5, just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get. And that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. Yeah. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for pound for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donaire. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud, no.
Jones Jr. also talked about Crawford's future, saying a matchup with Jaron Boots Ennis would be a very close fight. He believes Boots has all the tools, but Crawford would still be favored because of his experience and ring smarts. But When it comes to Canelo, Jones is more cautious. He says Crawford must be aggressive from the start. Let Canelo feel his presence and not just move around. This fight, he says, is a different kind of challenge, mental and physical chess with everything on the line.
Hey, you know, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. You give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, you know, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What do you got to prove to Boot? Boot trying to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez nigga. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I could go. I'm done.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if he gets the win. Like, oh my God.
Crawford has always shown deep respect for both Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather Jr., saying they both shaped his boxing journey. In a talk with Carl Frock, he said Jones was his all-time favorite boxer. He admired everything about Roy, not just in the ring, but also his personality, his hobbies like fishing and basketball, and his energy. Crawford said, from the amateurs to the pros, Roy Jones Jr. has always been my number one.
To win the fight, it has everything to do with Bud Crawford. I just want to see the moment that Bud Crawford is looking up at a giant and ready to chop that damn tree down. I've seen it before. I saw Roy Jones versus Hall. Rich Hall. He was... And then whipped his ass. I just want that moment. Bud Crawford just... And then Fundora trying to beat, and Bud just like the Matrix. Boom, 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 boom. Fire! I mean, I would just love. Now, if him do win, of course, I want the better fighter to fight Bud Crawford.
No, styles make fights. No, it's your destiny. It's your legacy to become 3-time undisputed, and in 40 different weight classes, especially, and your 5th weight class as well. Yeah, you join in that club as well. Definitely. So you join some clubs. Before we finish, you know how much I love the history of the old fighters. Like, look, I know I've already heard it before, but for the viewers, like looking up to early in your career, like the couple of the fighters that you really liked was Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather, correct? Yeah, very nice Floyd. Yeah, I mean, you can't get much better than them two. Nah, not even. What was about? Tell me about each one. So starting with Roy, what was it that really